What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Outlier podcast. As always, I'm your host, Saul, here with my co host, Rogelio Quintero. He's on steroids. Motherfucker's jacked.
What's up?
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Our last episode, we got a few hate comments, but it's all right. We welcome all comments. Um,
Yes, sir.
so we're gonna start off with the hot seat question. I have one this week. Surprisingly, I came up with one super quick. So let me ask it. So let's say you and your wife, you do have a wife, right? So just imagine,
Yeah, for
you're
people that don't know.
married, and so you finally get to try and have kids, and that's like your wife's biggest dream is to have her own kids and family, the whole thing, right? So you try for a few years, and then you test yourself, and you find out you can't because you are infertile, the man, right?
Yeah.
So you guys have a conversation where she is basically asking you to allow her to use another man's seed to have a kid with her and raise it as your own. What would you tell her?
For me, that's pretty easy. I think that would be, yeah. I mean, considering that I want kids as well, if there's a scenario where I didn't want kids, see, it's always going to be tough because for a man, I feel like women won't understand this because we're very territorial in the sense of like, man, that's never gonna be my kid. That's not my bloodline.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I know like for myself in all hearts of hearts that I want to inspire young men and women. Like I've always wanted that. Like that's why I miss my old job. That's the biggest thing that I've missed was that I got to deal with a lot of young adults going into adulthood. Like they were, 17, 18, 19 around that range, majority of them. And I felt like I had a big impact or it was like a pinnacle moment for them. Like usually it was their first job. You know what I mean? And so like I felt like I was able to mold these kids in the right path if possible. You know
So
what I
you
mean? So
you do it.
I definitely do. I 100% do it. Yeah, because I
Really?
would have want because I have that yearn to inspire young adults. I feel like why I would have to push my insecurities aside and be able to do that the best way possible is to bring a child up within my own household, even if that means through somebody else's bloodline.
I don't think I could do that. I honestly I don't think I could get over the fact that it's not really my kid. I don't think I could do that. But is there I think you could do a thing where like you could take your brother's like sperm or something, right?
You want to do that though? It's like,
But I feel like,
yeah, I
well,
mean,
for me, the whole like idea of having a kid is to continue the bloodline and your legacy. So that would be the closest thing to me. So I think that would be the
yeah.
best option. Even though that's weird, right? That's super weird. Like it's technically your brother's kid. Um,
Exactly. That like it's not like more of an insecurity thing like oh, like my wife is having my brother's baby. It's more of like every time he sees his uncle, it's actually his real
his
dad.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be kind of weird for me if I'm being completely
So you,
honest.
you would you rather have your brother's sperm or a random stranger's sperm?
Give me somebody with some good ass genetics, bro. Like
A NBA
Christian
player?
Gus some Christian Guzman. Nah, he doesn't really have the best, but you know what I mean. Somebody
Matt
who's like,
Ogus. Matt Ogus that makes some beautiful babies, bro. Have you seen his
yeah, he
kids?
does.
He has like fucking
Mhm.
three now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. What? But let's say she takes it a step further and she goes, "No, you know what? I don't want to do the whole, the whole, the whole medical route. I want my kid to be conceived old fashioned. So I want him to come over and
And back on Buffett Cat Back Blue.
and then impregnate me the old fashioned way. What are you saying to that?
Nah, the fact that she even had that thought, it's like, yeah, it's over, bro. It's
You
like,
think so? You're getting a
yeah.
divorce?
Be, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say like, oh, I'm gonna get divorced. But the fact that if that's even marinating in a female's brain, man, you're not in a good situation, guys. You
Yeah,
know,
but
if that
if those thoughts are in a male's brain, it's a little different, right?
it
Because
is a little different.
I feel like sexual activities for most women are emotional, right? Like if
Yes,
a
yes,
woman wants
yes.
to have sex with a man, it's usually emotional. They're attached or in some way, right? So if she's wanting to have sex with another man, that means she's most likely not attached to you anymore emotionally, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Or at least trying to like losing feelings or whatever it may be. But if a guy does it, it's just sexual, straight sexual. Like I think
Yeah.
guys could just fuck a girl and then go back to their chick and still love them. I'm not saying
Most
that's
guys.
right. I'm not saying that's
Yeah.
right, but I'm just saying we have that ability. It's a superpower. Uh,
I would say most guys, because I mean I know that especially in my younger days, I had the tendency to like fall for a chick if if I shared intercourse with them or something like that.
yeah.
I would be inclined to be like, oh snap, like I
Well,
want to be more to this person.
you know what the there's research to back that up. So like your first few partners, like let's say like 3 to 4, you're more likely to be attached to as opposed to the
Really?
higher number of body count you have, which is what like I watch a lot of red pill stuff, right? And so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
talk about how the more bodies you have, the less likely you are to pair bond with your partner, which means like get emotionally invested
Yeah.
the way you used to, right? I think we've all had that. I had that too. Like the first few people I fucked, I absolutely adored, and then it just kind of fades after a while. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I believe that.
that supports my theory. I've talked about this, I feel like, a bunch of times on the podcast where if somebody like because I think somebody asked us what's the biggest red flag in a female one time. We answered that on the podcast, and I
Yeah.
said one was if they have too many guy friends, and two is if they have too many partners. I never advocate for getting with somebody who's had too many partners because the more partners they have, the more they're programmed that this is just something that can come and go. You know what I
Mm,
mean? It gets a lot easier for a male or a female to just leave a relationship the more that they do it. It's conditioning at this point.
yeah.
So yeah, I that kind of goes hand in hand. The way you explained it was a little bit more scientific.
Yeah, some people will say that's insecurity, that you're scared that she's gonna leave because she has options, right? But it's kind of just it's the smart thing to do. It's like, and if you're gonna invest in a person, you want to invest in someone that's gonna stick through it, right? Just
Surprise topic. Surprise topic. And now I wanted to talk about this, totally forgot. I didn't bring it up to your attention. But speaking of insecurities, did you hear about Jonah Hill's situation?
oh yeah, I did. I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
About the boundaries that he set for his ex, like I think how many years ago? 7 years ago?
that wasn't recent.
Or 2 years ago. Or 2 years ago. No, no, no. It was he has a baby with another girl. Like that relationship,
Is old news
it's old news. She just decided to like
to
air
put
out his
that.
dirty laundry. Yeah.
Really,
Which is
damn.
yeah. Which is kind of
That's
like
I thought they were in a relationship or just broke up and she was like upset and posted that. That's crazy, bro. The fact that that woman would go out of her way to like try to publicly shame him after that's all been said and done just
hmm
shows you that she wants attention, you know?
petty too. That she's extremely for okay, so the people listening at home, Jonah Hill recently got quote unquote exposed by one of his exes. She shared a screenshot where he's setting boundaries for her. Things along the lines of you cannot have any intimate guy friends or any toxic girlfriends that you've had in your recent crazy past, insinuating that she had a crazy past. Um, and things like taking bikini pics, posting certain types of pictures. But at the end of it, he said, if you can't do these things, I totally understand and I support you. I just can't be with you. And he got flamed, especially on Twitter. There's a bunch of girls on Twitter saying that he's insecure and that he should be ashamed of himself. This is emotional abuse. What
What
do you think
the
about this?
fuck? I didn't see all those comments, but
Yeah.
I I I did see in the Instagram comments, women talking about how insecure he was and um how controlling he was, which is honestly the opposite because he's
Yep.
actually very secure for setting down his boundaries and what he wants, and then saying, "If you can't meet this, I'm gonna walk away." Which is that's what someone that is secure does. He's secure with himself. He knows he
Yeah.
can get another girl that's willing to do that. If you can't do that, fine, I'm out. That's him being secure, and that's him setting boundaries. But he's a man. That's the problem. You can't do that if you're a dude. If you're a woman, you can ask for the world, right? But if you're a dude, it's problematic because for some reason we're seen as I don't know. We're just different, which we are, but I think everyone's allowed to have boundaries. But yeah,
And some girls are saying like, look, this is a typical man thing for for a guy to come along and try to steal a woman's light and just want her to step into his shadows, which is, obviously co-signs with this whole feminist movement that's going on and equality, things along those lines. I think that we, like, for women specifically, you need to understand that if a guy comes forward and sets boundaries but says, hey, listen, if you can't abide by these, you are free to go. That is not controlling. That is not, these are standards that this guy has set for himself and what he wants in a woman. The same way that girls want a 6 foot guy, 6 figure guy, a guy that has it all together, his life set together. Jonah Hill, along with a bunch of other guys that won't admit it the way he did, want a girl who is going to be a partner that is going to be a supporter, not the head of the household, if that makes sense.
yeah. It's kind of controversial to say, but it makes a lot of sense to me that your woman is kind of the representation of you, right? So she's kind of like if how do I say it? You know what I mean though, right? Like your woman basically represents you. So if she's out there like doing all these things that you're not okay with, that makes you look bad. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
it's kind of all about, especially him, bro. He's a celebrity. Like he has status. He could get, even though he's kind of chubby, whatever. He could still get girls, dude. Like it's not a
Yeah.
problem. And I don't know if you saw her pictures, but or her Instagram. I did. She's like a normal ass girl, bro. Like 4,000
Really?
4,000 followers. Like normal LA girl, and she's, in my opinion, average looking, which is not a bad thing. You know, a lot of people are average looking, but to be with a celebrity, she hit the lottery. Like, let's just say that, and she couldn't even abide by his standards. So, yeah, I don't think he's toxic for that. I think he just has standards, which is okay.
Now, here's the thing that I was kind of tugging with is that I had heard that supposedly they had like a small little breakup, and then that those were his um boundaries to get back together. Apparently, she was going like, she had her little single scene in between, whatever it is. And then he wanted to set these boundaries, and that's why girls were saying that's why this is manipulative and things along those lines. I do think it's smart, especially for guys, and we've spoke about this to a friend of ours recently about you need to set those boundaries first thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is unfair to women for guys, and a lot of guys do it, and I've done it in the past too. It's unfair to women for us guys to act a certain way and then switch up, you
Yeah,
know, 6 months in, 7 months in, whatever it is. We have to understand, guys, we need to have the balls and man up in order to tell girls, hey, listen, this is the type of guy I am. These are my boundaries. Here's what I won't tolerate with. And I understand if you can't deal with that. Because if you don't do that, then you're kind of being manipulative. If you're faking your way into a relationship, claiming to be this super nice, you know, what's that term that um basically a gentleman. Um,
I
I
don't know,
totally forgot.
chivalry. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Claiming to be this guy of chivalry, but you switch up 6 months. That's unfair. You know what I mean? But I see nothing wrong with what Jonah Hill did. I feel like that's no surprise for our listeners for us to take his side. But
Nah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that if he from the beginning was like this, like, oh, I'm okay with you, like doing whatever you want, and she had that perception of him, that's his fault. Yeah, and it looks if that's what he did, then he's kind of he fucked up. He shouldn't have done that. And I don't think you should ever get back with your ex. If you guys break up, like it, that's just most likely never gonna work, in my opinion, because
Or
it's
do what I did.
which is what
Dude,
what'd you
once you
do?
get back together, you start creating a plan to dip. Remember we talked about it on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
podcast?
yeah. Nah, but yeah, I think, but I don't think he's wrong either for like setting new rules because it's you know
Yeah.
if she wanted to get back together, that's what she needed to do. Maybe she fucked up and she had now he has more, even though he had the leverage, right? He has even more leverage now, so he gets to demand these things and standards, And people change. I didn't have standards and fucking all this shit when I was 18, whatever. So maybe he grew. I don't know how long they were apart or whatever, but
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah. Somebody was hinting towards that because apparently in the message he had put something along the lines due to recent issues between us, you've caused these insecurities, therefore here are the boundaries. Something along those lines. Basically she messed up, and due to that, these are my
Oh,
new
so
boundaries.
so he can't trust her. Basically, is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you broke my trust. Now these are the new boundaries and new rules. Oh, 100%, bro. What's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
we're actually gonna talk about another dude that set boundaries, which is hilarious because um I didn't expect you to talk about the Jonah Hill thing. I kind of forgot about it. So Kiki Palmer was attending this event. I don't know what it was called. I really don't know. Oh, it was Usher concert. Okay, it was an Usher concert. Anyways, she showed up, right? She just had a baby, and this is the outfit she chose. She looks good, right? Um, cleavage, all that, right?
Booty cheeks out.
But the husband didn't really have a problem with the front. He had a problem with the back, which this is the best picture I could find. It kind of is
You should have
scrubbed.
played on the clip.
Nah. It's just is the outfit's what I care about. So as you can see, she has her fucking ass cheeks out, bro.
Yeah.
Like legit, like just ass
Here,
out.
look. Show him the clip. I sent you a short. It's super short. Hence the name.
Super short since the name. Oh fuck, hold
Hence,
on. How do I
hence,
check the chat? Oh, here it is.
hence the name.
Okay, let's see it. So he's not. Oh shit! I kind of forgot about this part. This part is important. Usher was fucking grabbing on her and singing on her this like super emotional song, right? And keep in mind, guys, she's married and she's not wearing her wedding ring. I just noticed that. Did you notice that?
Nah.
She's not wearing a wedding ring. Oh wait, that's her right hand.
Wait, they're not married.
I thought they were married.
Are they?
I heard they were married.
I don't think they're married. I think they're just like.
Look at that. That's crazy, bro. Her husband's at home with the kid. No. That's crazy. The whole dancing on Usher thing, that thing's kind of disrespectful. But
Bro, no, when she turned around though, bro, to show him a little bit of the cheeks,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. That I mean, first of all, she has a man, she shouldn't be doing that. She has a baby, she shouldn't be doing that. And if she's married, she shouldn't be doing that. So that's like three, like, what are you doing? Um
But like the girls are saying on Twitter, oh, but it's Usher.
Nah,
You have
who
to
gives a
understand
fuck?
it's
Yeah, yeah,
Usher
who gives a
though.
fuck? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares, bro?
Hey, let's flip the script, right? You got, I don't know, Ice Spice up there,
And
and she's right. She's calling. All right, I'm gonna let one of these guys.
you
I'm gonna shake my ass
you
for them.
you pull up with your cock. What is it like? What's the equivalent to showing your ass as a dude? with your cock peeking through your shorts, and she just she just grinding on the cock tip. That's basically what she was doing right there, right? That's crazy, bro.
Oh my
But yeah, so the husband ended up calling her out on Twitter, saying like, it's the outfit that I have a problem with, and you're a mom and my wife, and you're doing all these things, and I feel disrespected. Basically, is what he tweeted, and then so many women were shitting on him,
yeah,
like you're insecure. She's allowed to have fun, like blah blah blah. Which I agree, she's allowed to have fun, right? Like if she would just went to an Usher concert and was dressed appropriately and wasn't dancing on Usher, there would be no issue. You know,
100%.
this wouldn't be a thing. But she decided to grind up on Usher and show him the ass and do all these little extra things. So that's I feel bad for the dude, bro. I hope she went home and apologized and all that, but probably didn't. Let's be honest.
No, apparently she even showed Usher more love, like insinuating that like she had fun and it was an amazing experience and things along those lines, bro.
You- That reminds me. This is kind of off topic, but I just saw a video of this girl explaining how twerking is a way to release trauma. Have you heard about this? Okay, so you know how girls are into this is super off topic. How girls are into like astrology and like these
Oh
stones and
yeah.
energies and all that, right? So this is a new thing or like numbers too. I know you kind of know about that.
Numerology.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's kind of a chick thing even though you like numerology.
I don't
That's
like numerology. I studied it for a little bit
you
to see
learned
what it was
about it.
about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's those are kind of like girly things. Would you agree? The
Yeah.
new thing now is I forgot what it was called, but basically the theory is that if it's not just twerking. What are you laughing at? It's not just twerking. It's all body movement like dancing and all that. But specifically, this girl was trying to defend why twerking is like should be allowed because you're releasing trauma. So like it's all good basically.
I mean, sure, go into your fucking room and twerk, like release
Yeah.
some stress, but why do you need to be out?
If you're single, yeah, sure. But if you have a man, that's disrespectful towards a man. You know.
Here's the thing. Like, I know you mentioned like, oh, girls deserve to have fun. Here's something that I know you and I haven't agreed on in the past is I said in the past like, well, I don't think for me personally, if your chick wants to go out clubbing with the girls, things along those lines, or just clubbing in general, that's not a girl that I want. Like, and I know you were like, no, I think a girl can go out and dance. Like, what's wrong with that? I mean, to me, I'm like, no, like to me, like that shows where their priorities are at and like their mind state is at. Like that's their fun. You have to think about that is their fun. I want a girl who has fun in different ways, not out there full of alcohol, horny ass guys.
Yeah, yeah. So the last time we talked about this, bro, was a long time ago because my opinions changed on this. Um,
Mm.
I actually lived it for a while with one of my exes. I would, she would go out with friends, and I would pick her up, like trying to be a good dude, you know, like I'm not letting you drive, whatever, right? And eventually, I f- what? You want to share with the rest of the class what you find so funny?
Go ahead and stand up. Oh man.
Nah, so yeah, I would do that, and like at first it was whatever, right? And then as the more times I picked her up and like like just like the smelling the alcohol in her breath and her friends are all fucked up and like I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to be with a girl like this, you know? So thankfully eventually that relationship ended, but see, for instance, in the past I would have allowed that, but now I'm not. That's something that I can't negotiate with. So, um, people change and have different standards.
Yeah, like I know with my ex in the beginning we were doing that because when I was single I was doing that. And so when we got together we're like, "Oh, like why are we going to stop having fun?" So we were doing that and I want to say like 3 4 months into the relationship, I was off drinking. Like I was off drinking, I was off clubbing. I was just like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like it's not who I am. But she kind of still had that. that yearn to do it. And I mean, I was just like, no, like you're not gonna go
So
party.
let's say your wife, she never goes to clubs or bars, right?
Never been.
Okay, well there you go. But let's say she has like a new friend group, right? And they go, "Oh, let's go out to a bar just, you know, to talk and have a drink." Would you be okay with that?
My wife doesn't drink though, so if
But
she did say that
it'd be
though,
it'd
it
be
would be a
wor-
huge red
yeah,
flag
red flag.
because
It's unlike her.
it's unlike her. But like, let's say she like drank casually and then she got this,
Mm.
new group of friends. I feel like I would be okay with it at first, you know what I mean? Depending, like, it
If
can't be every weekend, it
a
can't be
rare
every month.
occasion,
Yeah,
yeah, a
yeah,
rare
rare
occasion,
occasion. A birthday party, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, right?
yeah,
Uh, but in my situation, my wife's never drank before. She's never been to a club. She's never done,
yeah.
any of that. So
I
she has
agree. I think if it's like a once in a blue moon thing, then I'd be like, yeah, like go ahead, you know. But as far as like that's for like a bar, right? But if it's like a
yeah.
birthday, or sorry, not a birthday, but like a club, I think I would only be okay if you go to a gay club, and
Not even
and
that, bro.
even then that has to be like a once in a blue moon thing, because dude, a gay club is like, what the fuck are you
I've
worried
never
about?
been,
Like,
but I've
you
never
know.
been, but I can only assume that there's straight people there too, just, hanging
No,
around.
there is 100%.
Yeah.
I've been to one, with one of my exes because she, I forgot why. It was basically like an insecurity thing. Why we wanted to go somewhere where there was like I had no interest in anyone, and I don't know. Anyways, so we went to one, and there was like way like honestly the ratio was like 50-50. 50 gay,
Fuck.
50 gay, and then 50 straight, which is like that's a good amount of straight people
Oh hell
for
yeah.
just being like a straight gay theme. Like,
And you got to think about there's bisexual people there too. You
oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So something that might be hypocritical on my part. I went to a club last year for a bachelor party.
You know, I already told you this, but when I end up going to Texas again, we have to go to a few bars and have some
I'm
drinks.
down. I'm down.
See, but that's kind of how does your wife feel about that? Because that's kind of like hypocritical of you.
Yeah, she's totally fine with it. Like I said, I've been out with guys to clubs twice since we've been married.
Mm-hmm.
One for my buddy's wedding and then one for my brother's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out and she was like,
What do
literally,
you what do you think about that though? Like the fact that you're like, yeah, I'll go, and like you are like, of course I can and I will, right? But for
yeah.
her, it's kind of like, nah. Like, what? How do you see that?
Yeah, there is definitely like a double standard there.
Mm-hmm.
But if she was uncomfortable with it, I don't think I would go because at the end of the day, bro, it's not my place either. Like I'm not like, oh my God, I want to
You're
go.
not dying to go
Yeah.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna fight over something I don't really want to do to begin with. Although I did have fun, right? I'm not saying I didn't have fun, but the thing is, she has so much like trust in me that she's like, yeah, go ahead, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, like, and obviously too, those places are mostly for single people because
Yeah.
it's a social place where like strangers are always meeting strangers, and that's what they're there to do. The girls are there supposedly to have fun and dance, right? But the guys, I think 90% of us can agree, we're all there to try to meet chicks, right?
But I feel like girls are too, bro, because why do they dress the way they
Because
dress
they
and
make them
like,
feel good. It's not for you.
shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I
Like,
don't I don't believe that shit, bro. I don't
oh
believe it.
my
I don't know.
God.
We're probably gonna get fucking attacked for that, but yeah,
We need to get a girl on the pod, bro.
we do. I could have a few on. It just depends on what kind of perspective you're looking for.
Yeah, we need to come up with some topic like
We
that.
should have like someone that's gonna completely like disagree with us. I could make that
Mhm.
happen. I could get someone like that.
Yeah. Did I tell you that? Did I ever tell you that on my podcast I was gonna have a girl that had an OnlyFans?
Really? Well,
Yeah.
well, that's not that rare. Most girls, well, not I should say most, but a lot have OnlyFans. A lot.
Really?
Yeah. At least down here, bro.
I
Like
wouldn't.
you'll meet some chick and then like your friend would be like, "Oh yeah, bro, she has an OnlyFans." And you're just like, "What? That regular looking ass five has an OnlyFans?" Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
It is sad, bro. They don't think about how it affects everyone around them, you know?
Like, just imagine when she gets a boyfriend that she really digs, bro, and then he finds out like a year later, like, oh yeah, I used to have a OnlyFans.
Yeah, I used to sell my nudes for $2 a pop.
Ah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you guys want us to have a female perspective on here, I can make that happen. How many likes for that? Let's say 20 likes. And
20
I'll.
likes, and also Saul will tell us a deep dark secret that he's
Mm,
been stirring up.
yeah, that reminds me. So I have a secret that I've been keeping from Roger, which if you guys don't know, he's my best friend. So it's a pretty big
Yeah.
deal. I tell him he knows everything about me besides this. And I've only told strangers because of the fact that I know I won't see them again and they won't judge me, right?
And he had to
So
get it off his chest.
yeah, and I had to like just talk about it and see what other people thought. Anyways, for that, if you guys want to hear me tell him for the very first time on the podcast, how many likes do you think?
I think 20 is fair, bro.
Nah, bro, fuck that, fuck that, bro. I
Let me
need
see. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the.
50,
Oh, that's
50, and I'll tell you.
nah. Give us 30.
Nah, 50. I can't do it. I can't do it for less than 50.
Let me see. Let's see.
I'm a man. I can set my standards.
Bro, you're hype. Like, I don't want to say that on. Nah, bro. 30, bro. You got to give us 30. We haven't seen two digits,
All right, all
motherfucker.
right. Let's be in the middle. 40.
In the middle. Oh, in the middle, 30 and 50.
40. Let's do 40 then. I'll do it for 40.
We should have mentioned this in the beginning of the pod, though.
I know, but I told you it was your job to mention because I was gonna forget, and you forgot until now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want to shoot. I'm gonna.
Honestly, I hope we do get these likes just because I want to see your reaction. Like, I'm curious to see how you're gonna react and like what you're gonna say, and like if you're gonna be like, I knew it, or if you're gonna be like, nah, like I never thought it was gonna be that, or I'm so curious to see your reaction. It's crazy.
I feel like I know you enough that I'm gonna be like, I see that happening.
Yeah, I think once I tell you, you're gonna be like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I think it's gonna be a shocker though. All right, guys. Well, you've heard it here. So 40 likes, and I'll tell Roger live my dirty little secret. And yeah, anything else you want to add, brother?
I just want to beg y'all, for the sake of content, if you are listening right now, flip your phone vertically and click that motherfucking like button. If you're watching on the freaking computer, laptop, minimize your screen and hit that like button if you want to hear this secret. I think it's going to be a good one. And that'll be the very first thing that we cover on next week's podcast. All right. Besides that, that's all I have.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.